is Brandon's story. So Brandon said as a child growing up, he said, my whole family used drugs and would drink because it was the cool thing to do. He said only his grandma wouldn't do that stuff because she was the light. Thank God for the light. Said I went to live with my grandma until I was about 8 because of my mother's drug use. When I was a child, I was involved in sports and excelled. I was still innocent and blind to the world. By 12, I was starting to delve into a lifestyle revolving around drugs and alcohol. I became a daily drug user and drinker by the age of 14. By the age of 15, I was entering into a life of crime, drug trafficking, assaults, robberies. At 16, I got my girlfriend pregnant. 19, my first son, Gavin. At 18, I was charged with my first crime. A drug transaction went bad, and I was charged with assault, criminal damaging, criminal trespassing. My drug use continued to progress, and at 19, I had my second son, Colin. I decided at 19 I was going to get married and join the army, and that was going to cure all of my problems. But the problem was that I couldn't stop using long enough to test negative on the drug test to even join. By 2009, I became a daily heroin user, dropped out of college, got divorced, lost our house. Was not seeing my kids anymore. He said I was selfish. 2010, I was charged with my first felony, sentenced. 2012, I was completely homeless, cooking meth to feed my drug addiction. The relationship with my children was practically non-existent, and my mother and grandmother started making plans for my funeral. Was charged and convicted with 2 more felonies, went to prison for 2 years, in and out of treatment centers. I pretty much abandoned my children. I figured they'd be better off without me. After my son was born in 2020, I continued down a path of destruction. My fiance, Ashley, who I drugged through the mud, took the kids, left, went to my mother's house. I was at my lowest point, Pastor Micah. I had abandoned my 2 oldest sons. I hadn't seen them in years now. I'd lost Ashley and the younger kids. I was determined to kill myself with drugs. And then on January 20th, how many knows it only takes one day to change everything?
Yeah, thank you, Jesus.
Said on January 20th, 2021, I walked into Alpha House, a broken and lost soul, but I was determined to change my life. Brandon said, sitting here today, my oldest son has reached out to me, and I started rebuilding my relationship with him, and my relationship with Ashley and my younger children has been repaired. In August of 2021, I was given an opportunity to intern for Alpha House. In December, my middle child, Colin, reached out. We have begun to rebuild our relationship. I've been set free from addiction. I've been set free from living a life of crime. I have an ever-growing relationship with God. My relationship with all of my children is better than it's ever been. I asked Ashley to marry me. She said, yes, we're getting married in September.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I know we don't have time to tell your stories today.